Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play King's Quest 2. Last time, we finally defeated that pesky wizard that kept changing us into animal creatures. And we also found a Pegasus who needs a bridle to get us to the air gem. We found said bridle. So, let's see, can I use the carpet here? Oh, I have to actually take it out and use it. There we go.
You unroll.
Yeah, we've heard it.
As you reach down to get the carpet, it vanishes into thin air without even so much as a puff of smoke.
Uh-oh. No getting down now. Guess the Pegasus is the only way to go. Hey, Mr. Pegasus. Whoa. I'm going to save here because we're going to go through a trial to get the air gem, as was kind of alluded at. So hold on. And yeah, you're not able to save during any part of the trial, and you'll see why. So, without further ado, there you go, buddy.
You slip the bridle over the horse's head. It whinnies its approval.
Alright, Sean.
Come, climb upon my back.
Let's go, 007.
Hold on. This will be a little accelerating.
Oh, baby, that's what she said.
The disciple of the cloud gracefully soars high into the sky. You grip the reins tightly and hold on for dear life as he swoops and dips between the clouds. After a time, he draws near to a thick patch of luminous mist. As you pass through it, the horse sets itself down, seemingly on top of a cloud.
Well, we've been on top of clouds in King's Quest 1, so it should
It
be
is
that
all right.
surprising.
You can dismount now.
Believing that you have finally lost all sense of reason, you dismount and prepare for a very long drop.
Graham, you've done it before.
And find yourself standing on a cloud.
How is it possible that I can stand upon thin air?
But we were really on clouds before. We were on, like, land that was in
Such are
clouds.
not the questions you should be asking.
Oh, hey, hi.
You
Aye.
have come for the air gem, or the growth gem, as it was once named by the ancients.
Yeah,
It
that's...
has not been termed thus without reason, for one who would have the gem as his own must prove himself grown and thus worthy of it.
Okay.
Meaning, no disrespect.
Cloud Spirit.
Thank you. You must agree, Cloud Spirit, that I am a man fully grown, thus fulfilling your prerequisite.
I think we
A
are.
howling wind deafens you momentarily, though you feel nothing on your skin. The cloud spirit speaks again, a little more forcefully.
It is not enough that you have grown in body. That much is evident. It must be proven that you have also grown in both mind and soul. So on these shall you be tested.
Tested?
Those who bear the burden of king are expected to possess certain qualities. Your actions will be judged against the weight of these. It shall be seen whether you are deserving of your title. It shall be seen whether you are worthy of the growth gem.
After a moment of silence, the cloud spirit intones,
Behold your first test.
What's happening? What the?
The mist around you clears, and you find yourself in a familiar place. This is Daventry, and furthermore, you are a child again.
Aw, little
A
Graham,
slight
look at him.
dizziness overwhelms you for an instant. How strange, you no longer recall anything past this moment in time. It is as if this is happening again for the first time. Even stranger, you are still vaguely aware that you are undergoing a test of some kind, though for what purpose, you cannot fathom. But look, it is Malvolio, your best friend. The two of you are deeply engrossed in a game of bat and ball.
Okay. Looks like fun. Look how cute Graham is. Oh! Uh-oh.
Ouch!
Yeah, you remember this scene from,
That sounds like the king now. What do we do?
King's Quest 1. This is it directly from it. Oh, if the king himself comes out. Oh,
You
jeez.
there.
Yes?
Yes? Is that how you address your liege?
No, Your Majesty, King Edward, sir. I mean, sire.
Which of you two boys threw that ball? The one that just happened to land on my head?
Oh. Well, technically, let's see, can we save? Oh, we can. Okay. Hold on. Alright, let's take a look around.
It is Daventry's king, Edward the Benevolent. You have heard much of his kindness and compassion, and hope that this is reflected in his present mood. It is your best friend, Malvolio. The two of you grew up in the same village together, and hence have known each other all your lives.
Wonder what happened to him. I don't know. He's never ever mentioned again. But yeah, that's the king that we did that quest for and who died in front of us in the last game. And we're in the carrot patch where we got the carrot for the goat. So let's tell him what went on. So you get some options here. And it doesn't really tell you what you're going to say, but it gives you some options. Some are bad, some are good, and some are best. I'm going to choose, like, I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to do it because it's just going to take too long for me to have to re-record, like, record the whole thing, but, you get all bad options, the cloud guy actually drops you from the clouds and you die, so you don't want that. So let's do the ones that get full points. Sacrificial lamb, let's just... Basically, we are the ones who threw the ball, technically, and he just hit it. So,
You summon all your courage and speak up.
Your Majesty, if you please. It was I who hit the ball over the castle wall. It was my fault completely. Please do not punish my friend.
The king eyes you carefully. You wonder if you are now in serious trouble.
oh,
I would not punish one for something so trivial. However, I will see you play your game elsewhere, away from here.
Yes, sire.
One more thing, my young fellow. You have demonstrated good character today by taking the blame for your friend. The finest knights in this realm demonstrate their compassion by protecting others, even if that should mean putting themselves at risk. I find that to be a rare quality in the many I meet. When you have grown up, I hope to see you again, perhaps in my service.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
And thus we grow up to be the awesome King Graham.
Behold your second test.
So I'm not sure if, like, we're actually going back in time or showing what we've done back in time.
You feel yourself growing older, more so than before the tests began. Again, dizziness overcomes you. Your memory of the previous test fades, and in its place, your mind is filled with the knowledge of everything that has since come to pass.
Oh, wow.
This includes, unfortunately, the dreadful misfortunes which have plagued Daventry since the coming of the terrible three-headed dragon. To make things worse, your 17-year-old daughter has been demanded as its latest sacrifice. In return, it will not harm the rest of the population until the next demand. You would go forth to destroy the dragon yourself, but you no longer have the heart for such quests. Never have you felt so forlorn, so frail. You fear that given the choice, you would do anything to rectify the situation.
A charming view. No wonder you come here so often.
You. I will see you hanged for this intrusion. Guards! Guards!
Calling them will do you no good. For even if they come, they will find their king speaking to only the air he breathes.
A pox on thee! Who are you?
My name, my true name, has been heard by none for nigh on a millennium. It is enough that you know me as the Father.
The father?
Then say what you have come to say and be gone.
You never were one for small talk.
You cursed my family. As a result, that dragon is now loose upon the land, and one of my children was kidnapped.
Now that is not quite the truth.
Do you deny your involvement?
Not at all. It is just that you have omitted so much.
Speak and be gone.
Very well. I want your crown.
You cannot believe what you have just heard. This vile creature has caused untold misery throughout your land for nearly 18 years and has now infiltrated your castle just to ask that you hand over your authority to him? Of all the outrageous...
Is that what this is all about? You want to rule Daventry?
What would I want with a puny little kingdom when in a few short years I will have more power than Legitimor himself? No, I want only the thing you wear atop your head. Your crown. It is an essential part of my plan. Without it, my efforts to prepare for the ascension will have been in vain. I have waited far too long to be deterred from it now.
If you need it that badly, you could have just taken it. You had plenty of opportunities.
Are you completely ignorant of the legends of your predecessors? None can possess the crown of the first king unless it's given.
If you think for one moment that I would...
Before you speak further, consider this. In exchange for what I ask, I shall lift my curse and all that it entails from you and your blighted land. You shall have both it and your family restored in full. Minus your title, naturally.
Your mind reels at these words. For almost 2 decades, a countless number of innocent people have suffered under the afflictions Daventry has had to endure. So many more people would continue to suffer indefinitely, notwithstanding the pain you feel over your own family's misfortune. With a simple statement, you could put an end to it all.
Okay, I'm gonna save again. Man, I could have swore that you couldn't save during these trials, but okay.
The shrouded figure standing before you is the man responsible for all of Daventry's present troubles.
So if you remember correctly, the father is someone who's been alluded to in letters between Hagatha, between that mysterious wizard who goes by M. And he has subordinates, and they were inviting that antique shop lady who didn't want to join in. But what is his goal? Because what we're seeing is the future. So he's not going away anytime soon, even after we're done with all this. And this is definitely a scene I want you to remember, to keep in your minds. It will, things will become clear. I don't want to say any more than that.
Your kingdom lies below. Once a marvel to all who beheld it, there is now very little to speak of. Evidence of devastation and disrepair stretches with nauseating abundance in all directions.
Well, let's give him our answer. Unconditional acceptance, provisional. Let's do this one, severing the lifeline.
To give you my crown would signify a change of leadership. So says the law of this land. It also says that the crown is to be worn only by those with the highest regard and intent for Daventry. So, to give it to such a vile being as you would betray the honor and memory of all the past kings who have worn it. No, I will not do it.
Not even for the sake of your family?
There are some principles for which even one's family must be sacrificed.
The man appraises you as a scientist would a unique specimen.
What an intriguing set of morals you have, King Graham. I almost look forward to the time when you will put aside your obligations here and seek me out. I have foreseen that we shall meet again.
Behold your third test.
Alright, looks like we did pretty good so far. Now we're on to test
Once
number
again,
3.
you feel yourself age. You are many years older now, though still, thankfully, King of Daventry.
Alright.
As before, the knowledge of the previous test ebbs from your mind. This time, however, it is filled with a greater knowledge of all that has come to pass thus far. Many years have passed. Your children, once heirs to your throne, have forged their own paths in other kingdoms. Fortunately, chance has seen fit to fill the vacuum. Following the restoration of the Mask of Eternity, Daventry now has a new champion.
How do you feel?
I am deeply honored, sire.
All right. Now, how do you really feel?
Scared out of my wits, sire.
You smile and feel the lines in your face stretch. You hope you'll get used to it when the true time comes.
You know what they've been saying. About my decision, that is.
The people question my ability to perform the duties when I have another higher obligation. I believe that I can attend to both with the utmost equity.
You do not deny that this obligation may arise at any moment, perhaps taking you away from this country at a time of great need?
Of course not, sire, but I shall deal with that troll, as they say, when I cross that bridge.
And there is the matter of you not being of royal birth. That does not sit comfortably with some of the nobles.
The qualities of truth, light, and order can shine from even the most impoverished of souls. Nobility is defined through one's actions, not one's lineage, Your Majesty.
You cannot help but smirk. For a man who had once lived as a peasant, he speaks extremely well.
Okay, so this is something strange. This is far in the future. This is talking about the events that happened in King's Quest Mask of Eternity, which could be known as King's Quest 8, but I refuse to refer to it as King's Quest 8, because the only reason it was given a King's Quest title, even though it was made by Roberta Williams, just like the first 7 King's Quest games, is just so that it would get sales. It has next to nothing to do with the King's Quest series. For one, it is not a point-and-click adventure game, it is an action game. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but it is not one that belongs in the series. You see Graham for like a brief couple seconds in a cutscene at the very beginning, and then for like another second at the very, very end. And it is true that this guy goes through Daventry, but there are no other characters from any of the other games that appear, no references to any of the other games. And basically the Mask of Eternity, it's stolen, then this guy collects the pieces, gets them back, and everyone's happy. The end. That's it. There's like I said, it's not a bad game. I owned it, and I played through most of it before a game-breaking glitch kept me from beating it. And, like I said, it's not a bad game. It just does not belong in the Quest for Glory series. Not at all. But yeah, and the guy, he really does sound like that in King's Quest Mask of Eternity. That weird, that really nasally voice, that is what he sounds like. Might even be the same voice actor, but something else interesting here. If you pick the best answers for the first 2 trials, you get this extra answer right here that doesn't appear otherwise. What could this answer be? By the way, if you're playing along, don't click this answer, but I'm going to.
I have decided, after long and careful consideration, that in order to earn your knighthood, thou must venture forth on a quest to capture and kill the most insidious and elusive of preys.
What is this prey? A dragon?
No. More wretched than that.
A tri-horned scaled beast of the southern plains?
No. More woeful still.
Oh, just wait till you find out.
Surely not the scourge of the low mountains? The flesh-burrowing scorpion?
Ugh.
No. But it does get under your skin all the same.
Then pray tell, of what do I seek?
Oh, well, who's that?
That.
The talking owl?
Precisely. Charge!
Everyone's just like, what? I believe you can still pass the trial if you pick that, but you don't get the points. Oh, man.
In an instant, you find yourself standing before the Cloud Spirit once more. You also notice that it is starting to get dark.
You have demonstrated some understanding of compassion, honor, and loyalty. These attributes transcend the mind and speak of the soul within you. Growth continues unabated throughout the lives of all living things. While you still have much to learn, you will continue to grow in all ways. You are judged worthy of the Air and Growth Gem.
Okay, let me explain that. If you have ever played King's Quest V, you'll understand that perfectly. That is Cedric the Owl, and he is possibly one of the most annoying characters in the King's Quest series. And so that little Easter egg was put as just a joke from the creators to kind of make fun of that. Oh, and it's great too. I love that they put that. When we get to King's Quest V, you'll see for yourself. That's why if you put your mouth icon on Graham, sometimes he'll say, "I still wish I had an owl to keep me company." It's talking about Cedric. Anyway, I'm going to restore and actually do that the right way so I can get the points. So hold on. Alright, let's do this correctly this time. Let us knight him, because he does do some very heroic things and saves the whole kingdom in King's Quest Mask of Eternity, so might as well.
Kneel. Your sword. By virtue of your bravery, loyalty, and good conscience, I have chosen you to be my first knight. Thus you are my successor and heir to this throne.
Alright, there's the Mask of Eternity right there. That's what it looks like.
Arise, Sir Connor of Daventry.
And I think that's the cloud guy right back there in the mirror. That's kind of a nice touch. That's cool.
In an instant, you find yourself standing before the cloud spirit once more. You also notice that it is starting to get dark.
You have demonstrated your sound understanding of compassion, honor, and loyalty. These attributes transcend the mind and speak of the soul within you. Growth continues unabated throughout the lives of all living things. You have grown much, learnt a great deal, and will continue to grow in all ways. You are judged worthy of the Air and Growth Gem.
So if you pick all the best answers, then he gives you pretty high praise.
A green gem similar to your birth gem has appeared in the center of this cloud.
Let's take a look
A
at him.
stern-looking, misty face seems to stare out of this cloud.
Alright, let's take the gem.
You take the growth gem.
Nice.
As you feel the knowledge of the last test fade from your mind, the cloud beneath your feet begins to evaporate. You'd better get out of here quickly, Graham.
Yeah, let's do that. Or we could just stand around. Let's see what happens if we
The
stand
cloud
around.
has become too thin to support your weight, and gravity beckons. While trying to hang on to your knowledge of the future, you forgot to hang on to something important.
Well, that's kind of a crappy thing to do. I actually think I might have saved at a point where it's too late to get to the horse. Crap.
The thin...
Okay, good. I did it. Whew. Seriously, Cloud Guy, you couldn't have waited a couple
your
seconds?
flight comes to an end. You hope that it will be quite a while before you take to the air again.
And we land
Where
right
would you
here.
like me to land?
On the ground would be fine.
Take this sugar cube. It will protect against the poisonous growth of this land.
Really?
Fare thee well.
He gave us a magic sugar cube.
You notice you have lost a few things during your descent. Mostly all that paper you were carrying. You are not concerned, though, as long as you don't get into trouble for littering. As dusk sets in and the pallid moon rises above the darkened horizon, you recall the Door of Destiny's words regarding the third gem, through swampy mire, in lone dark castle. Then you remember the great Neptune's disquiet reluctance to speak of Kalima's lord. You sense a growing unease that this final gem may not be the easiest to acquire.
Actually, it's pretty dang hard and dangerous. But man, look, we have...
It is a slightly luminescent green stone about the size of your palm. It looks like a normal sugar cube. It does have a bit of sparkle, though.
I'll save that for later.
You feel a sustaining energy radiating from it.
So we do indeed have the second gem. But can we get the third gem and finally make our way to our love in the tower? You just got to find out in the coming episodes of Let's Play King's Quest II. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.